Previously on Unranked.
I'm sitting on the couch and I get a text from Britt. So it's a picture of the Traitors. So she said, "Have you heard of this show?" And I was like,
Oh no.
"Oh no." So I went, "Yeah, I've heard of it." And she went, "Well, my coworker said there's like a lot of Big Brother people on it, and there's the Bachelor, someone from the Bachelor's on it." And she was like, she said like we would love it, like we would think it was so good. And I just went, "Yeah, I'd be down."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you have to do it.
I just couldn't bring myself to say not only had I watched one season, but I've watched 2 seasons.
Oh, so now you need to pretend like you haven't seen any of it.
Right.
Could you
So,
convince her to watch the UK season that you haven't seen?
yeah, I think we'd have to go through the other US ones first.
Yeah.
I mean, I already got in trouble for watching Masters of the Air without her, because her mom asked us, like, "Oh, if we were watching anything, we recommend anything." And I go, "Oh yeah, I'm watching Master of the Air." And she goes, "When are you watching that?" I go, "I was watching it when you fell asleep. Like, I'm watching it in bed when you fall asleep, because I stay up till like midnight."
Yeah.
And she goes, I loved Band of Brothers. Like, why didn't like so I got in trouble for not watching that with her. And I was like, "I'll restart it with you," and she didn't really like it.
Hello and welcome to the Unranked podcast. It's episode 421. I am Christian Humes, out here in the wonderful Los Angeles, California, coming to you with Thomas Caswell. Tom, welcome to the show.
Yeah, looking good, looking fresh out there.
Oh, you would actually like this. I just got this jacket that I'm wearing. You're one of the few people that would appreciate this.
Oh,
I think.
okay, yep.
It's a
The flag of the
stormtrooper
first, yep.
jacket. It's got the big
Very
stormtrooper
cool.
emblem on the back. It's from
I like
here.
the black shoulders. The black on the shoulders
Yeah.
is great. Yeah, it looks great.
The inside has like a really nice lining. It's got the logo like patterned.
I love that.
So, Heroes and Villains. I'd never ordered anything from there, but they have like really, really good quality stuff.
I think I've heard of that before.
It's awesome. And it's not just Star Wars. They have like Marvel, Star Trek, like a lot of really cool stuff on there. Alex said he's running behind, so we're starting without him. He should be joining us as far as we're aware. So why don't we just jump right into the Pokemon, Tom? What do you think about that?
I love it.
It is the 421st Pokemon in the Pokedex, and that is Cherrim, the evolution of Cherubi. So last week we had basically 2 little cherries. One was the vestigial head of like a conjoined twin kind of a thing, which was weird.
Yes.
Really weird thing to come up with. This one goes along with that sort of berry motif, and there's 2 forms. There's the overcast and the sunshine form.
Right.
The overcast form, imagine sort of like the fruit or like the interior of a flower, but mostly covered by the petals. You can't actually see anything. And it's purple petals. You can still see the reddish pink on the top and the bottom, and you have a big green leaf on the top. The sunshine form, very different. You've got a very like bright yellow, just ball Pokemon face with the 2 little red berries, and it's as if the petals had opened up and everything's sort of like pinkish and yellow, which is weird that the color scheme completely changes. You would think that it would just be open, right? But like even the feet change.
Yeah, that is bizarre. Maybe it's trying to like,
Stubby little limbs, stubby little Pokemon.
Stubby little Pokemon. But in concept, cool. I think that's what this one's riding on, is that I think that, these kind of ones that have dual forms. I like evolutions into different types depending on different Pokemon depending on different scenarios. That's great. But these like multiple form Pokemon, they can be kind of hit or miss. I feel like this is somewhere in the middle. Like I like the idea. I'm not really a fan of the execution.
I do think this was the start of like how we got to regional variants, which is really the ultimate Like that
Yeah.
was like, this is regional variants is the
Which I
best
fuck
idea
with.
they've
Yeah.
ever had.
Yeah.
It's better than anything. It's better than megas. It's better than like
Ooh,
regional
better than megas.
It is. I definitely,
Yeah.
because it's the one thing that makes the most sense for them to do. It's like there's so many animals in the real world that you have like the same animal in another country, but it's just a little different. And
Yeah.
so it's like, oh, you know what? You don't need to come up with whole cloth new
Have
Pokemon.
you
There should
seen
be the same kind of Pokemon, but 3 different
have you
versions.
seen Russian squirrels?
No.
They're
What's
crazy.
up with
Yeah.
them?
They have like really pointy, furry ears, so they have like their fur kind of comes to a point. I actually saw one in New York and was like, wait, what the fuck is that? Um,
I can picture it now. I've definitely seen this before. I didn't know it was a Russian squirrel though.
actually, this was forever ago, and the person I was, oh, there we go. He's back.
That was weird. Lost connection for a second there. I am Ethernetted in. Let me just check my connection really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it says 600.
Okay. Were you able to see a picture of the Russian squirrel?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think it would be fun to rank the if we ever got to it, ranking all the gimmicks, all the Pokemon gimmicks from worst to best. Because I
Ooh.
think regional variance is really good, but do I love it more than Megas? I don't know about that. But anyway, no, I
That
agree.
is
This is
that
kind
is
of the first step toward that.
I think I put Gigantamax at the bottom though. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, Z moves, dude. No, Z moves are the worst.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of Z moves way more than I like Z moves. Because I like the idea of
Yes.
being able to like teach your Pokemon like a move that only it can learn. But then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you need this like thing and you have to do like a dance with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Z moves are okay. Well, yeah, this is a good we'll put a pin in that.
Put
We'll
a
come
pin in
back
it.
to it. Put a
Yep.
pin in that. Can you be the Alex analog and give us the name origin?
I can, Chris. This may be I have to get off of Russian squirrels. This may be a combination of cherry and cherubim or blossom. Um, so there you go.
Very cool.
Uh,
I'm gonna read a Pokedex entry. I'm gonna keep mixing it up for now on instead of just going with the game origin Pokedex entry because I gotta tell you, I'm looking at the Legends Arceus Pokedex entry and I like the way they write these.
ooh,
This is motionless, save for the occasional quiver. A rich array of Pokemon can be found gathered around it, drawn by the scent exuded by Cherrim's folded petals.
damn.
Way different than
Yeah.
let's just compare. If it senses strong sunlight, it opens its folded petals to absorb the sun's rays.
Yeah. Damn. Legends Arceus, man. Look, you don't I'm a Legends Arceus stan, so I'm out over here.
I mean, it's
Uh
a good game. I'm very excited for the next one.
ZA or whatever I don't even know what
Yes,
it is. I don't
Megas are coming
even know
back.
what we're
Megas are
getting. I
coming
mean,
back.
that's all I know, and that's very exciting. And then it's
Yes, it
going to
is.
take place in, is it the X and Y region? Which
Um,
I'm
yes,
also
yes.
a big X and
That's
Y
why we
fan.
know, like, that's why they're coming back because that's what they're from.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Fucking Gen 6, man. Come on, let's go. Anyway, yep. We got to rank this bad boy. So
Oh
let's
wow,
look at
yeah.
the
This is a
old
low. This is
list.
lower, I think, than last week.
Yeah. Let me take a look.
At least the last one was a freak show.
Cherubi. Yeah, I'm gonna put it under Combi. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'd probably put it either under Cricketot or maybe above the two crickets. No, I
Wow,
think
that's honestly more charitable than I would have said.
Oh, so you're gonna
I
go below even. Where are you putting this? Above the
okay.
doof?
So if it was just me,
Yep.
right,
Yep.
I would put it. I think I would put it just above Wormadam. I think I would put it below Badu
Wow. Wow. Wow.
because
Wow.
it's also there's no face, right? Only in one form. Like
Yeah, and the one
it's kind
form is
of
really boring.
it's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
also kind of ugly too. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's anything I like about this Pokemon.
I'm not a big fan of its color scheme either when it's open like that yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, Chris? Yeah, you're winning me over here. I think we can put it there, the new number 32 under Badiou, above
Cherrim is
Wormadam.
the latest bottom 5 Pokemon,
Ooh,
giving us a
rough,
collection of 35 Pokemon now from this
rough.
Pokedex, which means we are actually I don't know how many are
Third?
in this gen.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it's a
think like a third.
hundred-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's around.
Let me see. Let me see, because I'm excited to get to or am I excited to get to Gen 5? Is Gen 5 a good generation, but the Pokemon aren't that great? Like the story, like people like those games.
No. Gen
The
5
Pokemon are good.
has Gen 5's like I think the best Pokemon since the first two.
Okay. How
Yeah,
many
Gen 5
Pokemon?
Gen 5 is what got Alex back into Pokemon. Gen 5 was like a reset to Pokemon because it was the first game
107, by the way, in Gen
that
4.
they matched. It was 156 Pokemon. So it was basically like a full new game's worth of Pokemon, and it was 156 brand new. No evolutions or pre-evolutions to old Pokemon. So it's only new Pokemon,
Oh,
and there were no old Pokemon in the game until you beat the game. So it was basically
right. I remember that
like a
fact. Yeah.
soft reboot almost, because it was all new, all
I didn't
like
I
a
didn't know
full
that it
region.
was I didn't know that it was the case that they want even pre-evos in there. That's really
Yeah,
cool. Cool.
and
Okay,
it's
well,
America.
that's something to look forward to. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
They got to do another one. They got to do
Dude,
like a West Coast America. That was like Northeast America.
California would be a great
Yeah, just do like the
location
whole
for a
Pacific
Pokemon.
West
Yeah,
Coast, so
just
that way you could
Pacific.
go up to
Oh my
Alaska
God, just
and
like
then
Alaska even.
yeah,
Okay. I was just thinking like Seattle area and like the rainforests and stuff up there.
yeah.
So I don't think we've ever done really rainforest in Pokemon
No, we
before.
haven't. Like,
Fuck.
there's definitely some forests, but
Yeah.
that would be cool. Oh shit! Oh, I didn't know you got Pizzana. I got food delivery coming in right now.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Say
Yeah,
hi to the
definitely.
wife for me.
Tom says hi. There you go. You got waving a hi back.
Cool. There we go. California.
Um,
That'd be great.
Tom, I'm about to dig into some food here.
Okay. Do you want me to
So this is
talk?
Pizzana.
Okay.
They
Oh, a
make
little
very,
unsnacked.
very, very. Oh my God. What am I? Where are my manners, Tom?
Grab a can, grab a bag, it's delicious, not nutritious, unsnack.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
All right, cool. The can opening doesn't always pick up. All right.
Oh,
So
I
what is
heard
my
the can
unsnacked
opening
meal?
in the music. Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weirdly like not loud enough to actually pick up. California Honey Blonde Ale from Pizza Port, pretty good.
Mm.
But yeah, this place Pizzana, very, very, very good. So this is a white pizza with mushroom, but it's also got like a honey, like a honey drizzle on it, like an
Yep.
olive oil and honey drizzle. Oh,
Yep. Brooke would love that. That
so
is
good,
like if Brooke made a pizza, it would be that.
so good. And
That's
then I've
good.
also got cacio e pepe.
That looks like just like a white,
It
plain
sort of
white
is, yeah, plain.
ricotta,
It's
little ricotta.
sort of is, but no, it's got uh I can't remember the. It's a very like fancy
Okay.
soft cheese. It's not, but it's similar to ricotta, but it has like a much richer flavor, whereas ricotta is very mild. This has
Okay.
like a lot of flavor in it.
Okay.
And then just a margarita slice.
Very nice.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's really good. This is like top 3 places I think for pizza here for sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Not known, although I saw a fucking I didn't share it with you guys because I knew it would cause a shitstorm, but there was someone posted on Blue Sky of all places because I think I'm finally getting off Twitter. It's just driving me nuts. Um, so checking out that Blue Sky. But someone posted there a picture of like a news broadcast, and I don't know where they got the data from, but they'd rated like the top 10 cities in America for pizza, and it's just crazy. First off, New York City, not even on the in the top 10. And then it's like San Francisco and like Detroit and like it's just crazy. Yeah, LA not known for its pizza, but it's good to know that there's
Oh,
good pizza
it's
places.
in the last 5 years, it's changed so dramatically. There's several places that were like, we were a really good pizza place in New York and New Jersey, and we just came out here because no one else was doing this pizza.
Yeah.
So there's those, and then there's a couple of like fancy places like this. Like we have like 6 or 7 pizza places now that we can go to get a like good to like great slice of pizza now.
Okay.
Whereas
All right.
before you had to like hunt to find like a
Damn.
decent
Okay,
piece of
that's a
pizza.
big win for I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
big deal for LA.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, it's
that makes it a lot more palatable for me to consider living.
in the last 5 years, we've gotten pizza and we got bagels. The two things we absolutely did not have.
Whoa, holy shit.
The bagels,
Wow.
there's only 2 good places. Well, okay, there's 3. One of them is
Uh-huh.
like even in New York, be like, yeah, it's fine. Like it's
Sure.
a good enough. But like outside of New York, that's a good bagel.
Yeah, of
But
course.
then there are 2 that are great. One is a truck, which sucks because they have the better bagel, but like they're just one truck. So like
One
it's
opportunity.
you have to go to it. Like it's not they're so popular though. I can't imagine that they aren't considering a store location. And then the other is a place that has, I think, 2 and is opening a 3rd location called Hank's, and they make really good bagels now. And
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it's why not a thing I ever would have said before. Their bagels here were so bad that I
I guess
almost never ate
Gavin
them.
Newsom's doing something right out there.
I think people just got priced out of the East Coast.
Potentially, yeah.
I think people
Or
got priced
well,
out.
it might also just be like retirees, like like
Oh, that's true.
older
That's
like
true.
people who are like, I'm gonna want to retire in California.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good to know. We'll have
The
to.
snowbirds that don't want to go to crazy ass Florida are coming to Southern California
Yeah.
instead.
Exactly. And that's the thing is like I just haven't eat. I never eat pizza in LA. Like I will never really do
No,
it
because
because there's
yeah,
so much
no.
other better stuff. But
Yeah.
now that I know there's options, anyway, it's good. I'm happy for you. I'm excited to try it next time I'm in town.
So Tom,
Yes.
I mean it stinks Alex isn't here for this. But
Oh yeah.
I'd like to hear about PAX.
Oh yes,
You've been
PAX.
gone. You got to work
Yeah.
with like the Giantbomb crew, which seems like it's probably really like I want to hear about your trip.
Yeah, totally. It was a fantastic time. I would say maybe outside of the times we've done E3 together, uh, probably the best one like kind of trip to a convention or anything that I've had. Uh, Particularly because it just meant I got to meet a lot of people that I've only interacted with on Slack for the last couple of years. I got to
Sure,
meet
sure.
Lucy and Tam in person, and then the Giantbomb crew who we are collaborating more with and like sharing resources with. Um, they were super welcoming. It was so great to meet them, and it it never felt odd that I was like a part of that crew. So that was great. Um, yeah, what happened? I mean, they just had some panels, and that was primarily what they were there for and what I was there for. I didn't actually get to really play much on the floor until the last day when they had all flown home. But their panels were really funny. They did voicemail dump truck live, which was cool, and um we were getting questions on the floor, so they were recording
Oh, that's
them
great.
at
Yeah,
PAX.
yeah.
And it was funny because we were just kind of walking, they were just like aimlessly kind of walking around a bit. We were just like walking around the floor. And I think it was Jeff Grubb who said it would be great if we had like a sign or something. And I was like, there's a FedEx office in the convention center. Like we can get like a big thing and like do that. So I ran and did that and I brought it down. And I was like, oh, I really hope like people really come up and ask questions. Like I really want this to,
Yeah,
work or
yeah.
whatever. And they were, but it wasn't like mine like really popping. Like not everyone was coming up. So I was a little bit like, but the funny thing was is we'd all taken pictures of Jeff holding the sign. And then I was very like had a crash course in the like social media machine of Giantbomb where the images went online and like people were just like photoshopping it so it had something else and he was holding up a different thing and I was like, oh, that's actually even more useful like that we
Yeah.
got that out of it. Yeah, and then I've just met a bunch of other people um that I just don't think I would have previously gotten connected with. So that was just really great. And what else? Yeah. And then I did play some games. I did see some games.
Yeah, I
There
imagine
were,
you probably saw more than you played, but that's
yeah.
also kind of always the case.
Yeah, I checked out the first thing I actually texted these guys, which was actually I immediately tested out because I was like, I want to know where we're at in terms of fun level here. Is they had a game called Pin City, which was a walkabout-esque bowling game. So it was just you were doing lanes and you were trying to see how many pins you can knock down, but it went from like, oh, there's just a plain lane to now it has like a loop in it. Now it has I'm trying to like hit a target on the lane that's going to swing a bat that's going to knock the things over, so just like goofy things like that. The last one was a Kaplunk style. Oh, not Kaplunk. What are those things where you drop the coin and it
Oh,
goes
Plinko.
Plinko?
I was like, oh, wait, that's weird because Kerplunk's like the opposite.
Yeah. So it was like a Plinko thing, and so it was the lane curved up and then around it, so it would like go straight up and then kind of curved at the top, and then you had the Plinko next to it. And it was like wherever the ball landed, that was how many points you got. So it was very rudimentary, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have multiplayer as of yet, which is something they really want to work on. And I'm like, I told
They
them, I was
probably
like,
need the money first, you know?
oh yeah, totally. Like it's a much smaller. While the Walkabout team was pretty small too, but
Yeah, it was one guy when it started.
but this seemed a little bit more like rudimentary in terms of where they were currently in their timeline. But they do want to get multiplayer done, and I said I was like, yeah, like this really reminds me of this game called Walkabout, and half of the reason it's so fun is because of that. Like multiplayer, like playing this with other people would be half of the incentive to play, really.
Yeah.
And
If
so
it's enjoyable, just be in that space and hang out, then it's already doing something right that you
yeah,
need to do right for it to work.
yeah. And so, hang with the boys in the bowling lane. I was like, all
Hell
right,
yeah.
let's keep an eye on this one.
Yeah.
So there was
You know
that.
what that reminds me of, by the way?
Go
Do you
ahead.
remember Boom Blocks?
No.
It was the Steven Spielberg game on the Wii, and it was a tower of
What?
blocks like Jenga, and it was basically Angry Bird, like pre-Angry Bird,
Uh-huh.
and you would throw like balls at the blocks and knock the towers over.
Okay.
That's what that reminds me of.
Um, Steven
Because it's like in
Spielberg was
3D.
involved?
Dude, it was so funny because this was like, every now and then like someone from film was like, I'm gonna get into games. And
Right.
he was like, yeah, I'm working with EA. And then they came out, everyone was like, what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be like Indiana Jones? Oh, what is he gonna make? And then it was Boom Blocks.
Was
I think
that
the box art may have even said like Steven Spielberg's Boom.
no way? What the fuck? There's no way.
Yeah,
There's no
I gotta look
way.
this up now. Was it with an X or a CK? Yeah, with an X. Yeah, official first look at Boom
And
Blocks, a
directed
Steven
by
Spielberg game.
Dude, hold on. Dude, why?
And so there'd be like things that like are in the way, or like there's like different hazards. So it's sort of like that reminded me a little bit of that, the way you're describing. I understand with bowling, you're still bowling the ball, but with this, like you're throwing them, but you are similar to bowling, trying to knock down a certain set of things for like points. And then there's like different obstacles and shapes and things that change it up. Which, by the way, Boom Blocks, I think as a game, which
Was it
by the
good?
I Tom, I hate how much fun it was.
Oh, okay.
I'm for the Wii. It was fun for the
Oh,
Wii.
it has a good Metacritic score.
Um,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's
it
almost
sounds
embarrassing to
good.
talk about because it's ridiculous.
Why? I mean, it's ridiculous that
It's a
Steven
ridiculous,
Spielberg
yeah,
is
yeah.
involved. Here is a little section, by the way, on why this was happening. So, in 2005, it was announced that Steven Spielberg and Electronic Arts would be collaborating to create 3 new video game titles. Many were surprised when, in July 2007, EA announced that their first collaboration of the 3 would be Boom Blocks, a puzzle game for Wii. Spielberg explained the unexpected choice, stating that I really wanted to create a video game that I could play with my kids. He elaborated his younger children enjoy playing the Wii more than the PlayStation 3 or the 360, and this was a chance to show them they can have fun playing games that are non-violent and much more creative and strategic. His children gave feedback for the game because they were allowed to play a prototype. Initially, the game was supposed to support head tracking, the repositioning of the virtual in-game camera in relation to players' position in the room. The feature, which was to require 2 Wii remotes and an LED headset, was to be included as an Easter egg. However, they cut that feature eventually. I wonder if did he make more games with EA? If it says they had 3.
I don't think
games.
anything else ever came out. They did a second Boom Blocks.
Well, maybe that was it. Steven Spielberg's Balloon Blocks 2. Wow.
It's so funny, but it was fun because it was the Wii remote, so you're just throwing stuff.
Yeah,
so it's something
no.
that works really good for the Wii remote.
Steven Spielberg. Let's see. I want to see if he made any other games with them.
They should have had a multiplayer dodgeball game on Wii.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to report back on that one.
Oh, it won the VG. So this is how old it is. The VGX award.
Yeah, back in the day. That was like the one year they were experimenting with. I think that was even a title. That was one of the questions when Gio was here, and I did like VGA TGA history trivia. In one year, they like changed it up and they're like VGX. What does the X stand for? We don't know, but it's X. Extreme.
It won the best Wii game for that year.
Wow,
which is
well done.
wild.
Steven Spielberg, man. Good. I've always said it.
He's made some great movies.
Talented man. What a talented person that man is.
Great game director, and by the way, also great filmmaker. You might not know.
You might not know. There's someone out there who loves Boom Blocks, but they have no context for Steven Spielberg
They've never seen
Jaws or Jurassic Park or Indiana Jones or E.T.
Indiana Jones 5's coming out, and he's like, Steven Spielberg, and
the creator of
he goes and picks up Boom Blocks. It's like really worn out. He still plays it all the time.
It's right there. Like it's right there. That's funny. So that's Pin City. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Oh, that's great.
We went into Jeff Grubb wanted to go to the classic console section. So at PAX they have rooms where you can just like rent games, right? You just like
that's awesome.
You give them. You can just like take a game out and play on consoles set around, and there's a classic console room, and in there, I played Power Stone on the Dreamcast.
Oh shit, dude, Power Stone's so cool.
So I'd heard that this was a very good game, and
Tuna's here.
Oh, is he? Okay.
I'll let him in, and then then you should pick it up from here.
Cool.
Hello.
What's
going on? Was this like the Hollywood version? Hollywood app?
I'm just coming to you from the roof.
Can you not hear him?
It was nice out.
No, I can hear you. What's going on?
We're recording the podcast.
Podcast
I know.
is happening.
I figured I would come in,
show up.
Well, Tom just started telling us about a game he was just about to start telling us about. Okay, hold on. I'll take these off.
No, keep in mind, I like it. It's
you got cloud cover now. It's all right.
No.
Okay. So we went. So I was saying, Alex, at PAX, we went to a room with classic video game consoles, and you could rent out games and play them. And I played Power Stone 2 for the Dreamcast, which is a 3D brawl. Think of it like Smash, but instead of it being like 2D, right? Like flat, it's top-down isometric, and the camera's moving. Anyway,
like the Tunic view.
Yeah, like a Tunic kind of angle. Yeah.
Sure.
And it has even more things where it's changing like rooms. So there was one point at which we had to like move up the side of a castle and like fight our way up the side of a castle as the camera was moving, which was cool. That game, we were playing on Dreamcast, which not the most ideal of controllers, but that
Okay.
game held up so
I
well.
forgot about that controller till you said it right now. I was like, what?
It's-
Yeah, that
it's
controller
not great.
is a pretty weird controller.
It was so weird.
It wasn't very comfortable to hold.
They were like, let's just give you like a weird blocky controller.
Yeah, it's like, and there's no like kind of comfortable curve in for your like
No.
fingers or hand to rest. It's just kind of, yeah. Anyway, that game held up extremely well. I couldn't believe how much fun I had playing that. And I think I may have even had the first one on Dreamcast, because I remember I had like a 3D fighting game on Dreamcast. So maybe I did have it as a kid, but anyway, I had a ton of fun with that. But then I played something on the floor of the con very like the next day that really reminded me of it. It's called Gigabash. And it's been out apparently for the last 2 years with on Steam, and it is same idea, like isometric top-down 3D fighter, but it's meant to be like kaiju, right? So it's like big robots, big mechs, big kaiju, and you're fighting on those kinds of, you know, cityscapes and stuff. And they added, the reason that I even noticed it is because on that banner they had a picture of Godzilla and Ultraman, because they have that DLC.
Which Godzilla? Pink Godzilla or blue Godzilla?
Pink Godzilla or blue Godzilla?
Yeah, because you know, like so, like we just saw Godzilla -1. He had the blue
Right.
electricity, and then there's the pink electricity, which is in Shin Godzilla and in the
Oh,
newer
okay.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, he's got
Know
is it
your
pink?
Godzillas, Tom. Jesus
I just didn't know
Christ.
about the color of the. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we saw like anyone do the charge up attack. It looked more though like a traditional kind of chunky Godzilla design. Actually, I guess yeah, it would look more like -1, which looks like pretty traditional Godzilla, where he's like really like fat in the bottom. So yeah, and that game was really fucking cool. It's been out on Steam, so if you want to check it out, but it's totally. I was like playing. I was like, oh, this is very similar to Power Stone. So enjoyed that.
It's not on
else?
console. It's only on Steam.
I don't think it's on console. Yeah, I think it's just on PC.
Okay.
But it's cheap. It's like a $25 game, and then I think like the DLC is like $20 or something. I saw a really interesting game that apparently is really good. It's called Arzette. It is.
Oh,
Have you heard of this?
I have.
No.
Do you know the details, Chris?
It's yeah. Is this? I think I wound up. Is this the Zelda CDI game?
game, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I kind of thought about playing. Oh, tell me, what did you think?
It's really cool. So it is from the original creators of the Zelda CDI games, and
Which Alex might not be familiar with.
Are you
I'm
familiar?
sure
with
he's.
these?
I know of them.
You've seen
Okay,
the
okay.
images and stuff, and like the
I've
weird
seen the
animation.
images.
They were
I've
for
seen
the
the
Philips CDI, the failed
Yeah.
Nintendo game console.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that game, yeah, I played a demo of it. It's been out for like I think like a month or two. But I just kind of like looked at it, and the artwork again, they hired a lot of the old artists as well to design it, so it looks.
Oh, I didn't
it's
realize all those details.
Yeah, so it's an original character, original
Sure.
story, original IP, but it looks like the Philips CDI game Zelda games. I think they got some of the same voice actors back, I think, and yeah, the director is the same.
Same voice actors back. Those games came out like 30 years ago.
I know.
All right.
Could still be alive.
Different voices though. They could have different,
Well, I don't know how many, you know, if they just got one or what have you,
Yeah.
but that was just
I guess
kind of what I
so,
was told.
so that kind of makes it like a Dragon's Lair game too, then a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a dungeon. It's like it like plays like a Zelda game, right? Like it's
Okay,
like a
that's
Metroidvania kind of
I wonder how long this is.
Probably not very long.
I might play this. I might play this because I've wanted to play like a smaller, like another indie because
the reviews
sort
are
of hitting
great
the wall on
on it.
Balatro. So
the reviews are great.
how do you spell it?
Arzette.
Okay.
Yeah. They even made so it's published by Limited Run Games, who are the people that like make a lot of indies, like the physical not so I picked up Tunic, right? But I didn't actually get that from them, but they partner with smaller games to make physical
Yeah.
editions. But now they're getting into games publishing as well and making their own original games. And this is
It's
like one of their first ones.
3 hours
Oh,
for
3
the
hours
main
is
story.
great.
Dude, I'm gonna play this.
Fuck yeah.
I'm absolutely
They
gonna play this before next week. I'm gonna play
they
this weekend.
even made a limited amount of the CDI remote control, which looks like
Oh, what does that look? Yeah.
it's weird. It looks like a Wii nunchuck, but instead of having like a thumbstick, it has like a D-pad, like a disc, a radial D-pad.
This looks like something stupid Apple would make.
It's really bad.
This looks like Apple would have made this for the Pippin or whatever that
Oh, sure, yeah, back in the day.
yeah.
And then it just has like 3 small buttons for like the main. It's bad. They even said they handed me one, and they were like, "We don't recommend playing the game with this. Like, it's not. We just made it to make it, but like, it's not a good experience." So yeah, Arzette was really cool. And then I would say like the last cool thing that I saw, I went to a behind closed doors demo of Dune Awakening, which is the survival MMO from the Conan Exiles people, which is a very popular survival game. And it looked sick as hell. So it takes place in an alternate timeline where basically something has happened to protract the Atreides Harkonnen war. It's not just something that happens overnight.
Okay. Yeah.
So that gives you the element to like meet characters and like align, and there's a war, and you can pick on factions, and you can like help the Harkonnens, or you can help the Atreides. And
So
you'll
it's like
play.
third person.
Yes, it's a third person survival open world RPG, MMO, multiplayer, all the words. But it's cool. So like they showed us when you're in on the planet, if you're in the sun, you can't be in the sun for too long because you get like heat stroke, and that limits how much water you can take in and stuff, and that starts to deplete. If you get in the shade, that can
You become
help.
encumbered.
Yeah, basically. You can.
Alex's favorite video game mechanic, encumbrance.
I think it's the stupidest thing in the world, encumbrance.
You would not like Dragon's Dogma 2 then.
I really do. I think it's so dumb.
And then you can like harvest water off of enemies that you find. You can build the way they actually showed it in the base building was cool, so you can like build your own bases. But what you can do is you can actually, if you don't have enough resources to build something, you can actually plan it. So you can place like holograms of what you want to build. And then when you come back later with all the resources, it will just like automatically build all that shit for you, which is cool. The little quality of life thing there. You can harvest spice, so like you can become like a spice trader, and you can build your own ornithopter. And like the building was cool because you could customize all the parts. So you
I
could
did
make
not know what they were called. I forgot
like
what they.
buzzard
Yeah,
things.
yeah, because they look like dragonflies.
Yes, yeah, they're called an ornithopter, and so you can build like custom ones. So you can have one that's like really small and nimble, and it's great for like combat. Or you could make one that is big enough to carry like a small spiced harvester and like drop that in. There's worms, obviously. What
Great
they
game. Team
what they
17.
Yeah. The worms is really cool because you can't like kill them, like they're unkillable, and you can't outrun them. You just you can't you have to like make it to safety. You have to make it to
I
a
see.
rocky
Yeah.
thing.
So it's pretty much predetermined. Like if you're too far away, you're just done. There's nothing you can do.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
pretty much. Which is how it would be in the
In real
world.
Dune, yeah.
And it was funny
If you're
because
on Arrakis.
I was talking to they had someone
Muad'Dib.
walking us through the demo, and I said, "Oh, the world is pretty strict, like the lore and like how things work, how the technology works in Dune is like pretty closed in. How was it difficult to make a game that would have like open-ended systems that, you know, did you ever find yourself butting up against something like that? And they talked about how, well, we really wanted to have like a faction system, and they were like, we had to like okay it with the Herbert estate to have it be this alternate timeline, and they were cool with that. And they said that the one thing that we absolutely could not change, that like there was no movement on, was the fact that you could A, kill sandworms, or B, outrun them. Like those were the two things that they were like, we had to keep those in. So I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it comes out at some point. I don't even think it's necessarily slated for this year. It looked really cool. It's running on Unreal 5, so the visuals were nice, although that there was a lot of stuff that was like very like alpha from what we were getting shown. And some like the voiceover stuff wasn't like finalized. Yeah, and so it looks like it could be I really want it to be good. I really want it to kind of capture me because I'm Dune pilled right now.
Is this like the Dune that we got like a trailer for like forever ago at the Video Game Awards?
Yes, like
Okay.
2 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what this
Okay.
is.
And what
Yeah.
about that? What about that Star Wars game also? Wasn't there
Outlaws?
like wasn't there another Star Wars game that someone else was working on, like a prominent name of some kind that was like
Um,
announced and maybe just went and turned into vaporware, maybe?
are you talking about the Amy Hennig Marvel game?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I
because
don't know.
that
I'll have to look it up.
we actually got news about that, which we can get into in the news. But yeah, I don't know. Outlaws was like the big one, and then it sounds like the Mandalorian game that Respawn was
Ugh,
rumored to be working on
I'm
isn't
so
happening
mad.
anymore.
I'm so mad about that, Tom. I'm so much more mad about that than I am
And
about
Titanfall 3
that.
not
No,
happening.
no, than Spider-Man 2, like the multiplayer Spider-Man thing or whatever that
Oh, the
was.
Great Web.
Yeah,
Oh
just
man, that
because
would be
the
so
idea
cool.
of like them taking the Titanfall 2 gameplay and the like, I mean, they have made, in my opinion, so far, like probably the best Star Wars game with the most recent one.
Yeah.
If they combine, I mean, it's like it's like fucking chocolate and peanut butter. It's
Yeah.
like someone's got it. They got it. And it's just definitely the licensing fees. EA is like, we're giving up too much money by making Star Wars. Maybe they're
Yeah.
gonna let them make Titanfall.
Apparently not, but we'll
Ugh,
see.
sucks.
Apparently,
Sucks.
like they're gonna work on something else, and it's still not Titanfall 3.
Sucks.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What kind of swag did you
Um,
get?
I didn't get. I didn't really get any swag. I'm kind of swagged out. But I did pick up
All right, yeah,
some
I kind of meant that more. What'd you pick up?
games. Yeah, let me show you. Let me
Or
grab my
just
stuff.
stuff, game stuff. What kind of junk have you decided to fill your house with?
So I got Tunic, physical on Switch, and the book that you guys have.
Yes. Yes.
I got that.
I wouldn't
pin-
open that book if I were you.
I took a brief glance before Chris said don't look too much, but I just like fanned through it. I didn't really look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Um,
I picked up that pin. The roller coaster tycoon pin. Did I show you guys this?
No.
It's a
Yeah.
Oh, he
yeah.
did?
I was.
Oh, he
He
texted
did,
about
but I
this.
thought you were. Yeah, he showed us. I mean, not in person, but he showed us the picture of what it was.
I don't think I actually saw it because I think the chat conversation moved
Oh,
far enough
already.
beyond it,
There you
and I
go.
didn't even scroll up to see it. But I'll look at it now.
It's a lenticular pin, right? So
Oh,
like
cool.
depending on the angle you're looking at it, and it's the face of the puking roller coaster tycoon like theme park attendee. So anytime like the faces of your
Oh.
attendees were shown, like how much, like, are they enjoying the park, are they having a bad time, like bup. And if someone was sick because of the rides, they would have like a puking face. And so that's what this pin is. So I
You
thought that
you know what's pretty cool, Tom? Beside that pin, well, actually, it's just that pin, but this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, but also because I can do this.
oh, there you go. Yeah, that's what it looks like in person.
Ah,
Yeah.
very cool.
That's actually a really good one too. The
Yeah.
lenticular stuff
Yeah.
has come a long way.
hmm
Yeah, it's a good quality lenticular.
I got
And then
Matt a lenticular print at one point, because after I finished One Piece and I got into One Piece, I got him a One Piece print, and it's Luffy in the middle, and then it's Sanji and Zoro. It's a three-way lenticular, so it actually
Yeah.
has three modes of it, and it's really good. Like it's like the clarity on it's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, nothing worse than a bad lenticular, you know. And then I got I picked up I got the Baldur's Gate Deluxe Edition
Okay.
that they had on sale there, which I don't think has shipped yet to folks. So that is has like a map of the world. It has a CD with all the music, all the stuff. And then I got some stuff from Limited Run. I picked up Force Unleashed and Alien Isolation. The VHS box. I've shown you the one for KOTOR that I got from them. This is the same kind of thing where it's like in a VHS tape box. And then I got from them for Brooke, and I'll play it too, but I thought of Brooke would enjoy it. Was the Gargoyles. They remastered the like 90s Gargoyles game, and they do the physical version of that as well.
Great TV show.
Great TV show.
Great TV show.
Love Gogs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Love the Gogs. Yeah.
Cool.
So that was
Sounds
Boston.
like a great trip.
It was a great trip.
That's awesome.
Did some karaoke.
Hell yeah. What'd you sing?
Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen.
Okay. Is that your song? Do you have like a song?
Thunder Road is usually my go-to.
Okay.
But they didn't have that surprisingly in their catalog, so I did Born to Run. They're just two. That song is just A, people know it. B, it's in my vocal range, and C, it's pretty much on every single like whatever karaoke system people are working with, it's usually in it. So like those three things are why.
Or Thunder Road.
Well, Thunder Road in particular, but usually Springsteen is on there just in general. Yeah.
I added a song to my karaoke repertoire recently.
Okay.
Thanks to Barbie. I had a feeling this would be a hit. And recently I went to a party with John. We went to like a dodgeball party, and they were doing karaoke at my friend's house from dodgeball. And I couldn't think of what I wanted to do because I was like, oh, I'll just do a Hamilton song, right? Because I've done that before. Easy. And then someone did one. I'm like, well, now we're not doing two Hamilton songs.
Which Hamilton song did they do?
They did the King song.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, which is a really good one. That's a fun one to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm racking my brain, like, what's something that's gonna go over well? And then I was like, wait, everybody loved Barbie. So I did Push by Matchbox 20. And let me tell you, that was, that's what where they're like, I want to push you around. I want to like it's the song all of them were singing to all the Kens are singing.
I will. Yeah.
That went over very well. Probably wouldn't have pre-Barbie as well, but post-Barbie, once it started, people were like, oh, hell yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you was gonna sing I'm Just Ken.
So I thought about it, and then I thought this would be funnier. And I think also, by the way, way easier to sing. Because you're just like, I want to push. You're not.
Yeah,
you're
anything.
not. You're doing a character.
Singing. Yeah.
I
gotcha. That's fucking funny. There we go.
Like, Ken, you gotta like actually kind of sing, like kind of.
Oh yeah, he belts it, and like if you see him at the fucking Academy Awards doing it, I'm like, oh, Ryan Gosling never stopped being a Disney kid. Like under that exterior, he's still that a singer. There you go.
A singer, man. Tuna, thank you for joining us.
What's up with you?
Sick kid at home?
Yeah, she's sick. I had to take off work today to take care of her today.
Is she ever not sick nowadays, or are you just in the?
She's been not sick for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
But last night she woke up in the middle of the night and was like, crying and stuff. So when Britt went in there and she was like, okay, I'm gonna put you back now, and she was like, no, and then Brittany was like, well, what do you want to do? She goes, Mama's bed. We're like, all right, fine. So we bring her in, she's tossing and turning in between us. So nobody slept last night really.
Damn.
But you know how it is. So that's it. That's it, man. That's all I got. That's all I got for you.
Well, that's not all you got.
What do you mean?
Well, so previously on Unranked,
okay. Yeah. What was the
I
previous
regaled
setup?
Tom with your story about how Brittany now wants to watch the Traitors.
Oh, that's dead.
Oh, that's dead. That's
Died.
not
Dead.
what happened.
Died. When I said, okay, let's start episode 1, let's do it. Right? She was like, well, I don't know if I'd be into it. I'm like, knew it.
Whoa.
So
now
shut it down.
Are you going to tell her at some point that you're just going to watch it on your own, so that you don't have to worry about this?
No, I think what'll happen is like, if it ever gets brought up again, I'll probably say something like, "Oh yeah, I watched that show like while you were sleeping. I decided to watch it myself."
You're just going to take another L.
She can't be mad at you though. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
No, she's already given up. She already gave up. I tried to rewatch Masters of the Air with her because she was a little pissed that I had started that, and I was like, "Well, I don't think you would like it." She goes, "Well, I like Band of Brothers," and I said, "Yeah, it's a little different than Band of Brothers, though.
Darker.
So
in
I
some
don't know
ways.
I don't know that you'd like it." And sure enough, a couple episodes in, she was like, "Yeah, I'm over this. I'm out." I'm like, "All right, fine. It's fine with me."
Is she champing at the bit to watch X-Men 97, the great new hit
Oh.
TV show?
She can't stop talking about it. I mean, it's like ridiculous. Every time I talk to her, it's X-Men 97. X-Men. What did we watch? 97 or what happened to 96? So
I mean, the original show did. But
That was the best yes end that Alex has ever done.
So
that was great.
yeah.
Have you guys watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all.
Teresa and I watched.
I've been. I'm sorry, Tom. In a week, I've gotten through 90 chapters of One Piece now.
There we go.
So yeah.
Continue.
So I'm reading the manga, which Brittany calls
manga.
And Brittany now keeps calling it mango. She goes, "Are you reading your mango? Are you reading your mango?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm reading my mango." So it's quick and it's great. I love it. It's actually really good. Like I really enjoy.
Are you reading on your phone?
iPad.
Not bad. Okay.
So it's great. I'm really enjoying how quick it is. I still haven't.
You're so close. You're so close.
I still haven't gotten to new material, which is hysterical because now this will be the 4th time that I'm going through this again. Right, the same story. So I'm getting there, right? And because there's like 1,000-something chapters, I'm on 90 right now, so like that's 9%. So I'm like, this is actually pretty good. That it's a good, like I know where I am.
You're really kind of cruising.
Yeah, I can get through 10. If I can get through 10% a week, that's not bad.
Like realistically, even if you don't go through 10% a week, even if you go like 3 to 5, you're going to be done by the end of the year.
Oh yeah. No,
which is great.
I think it's great. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic.
I know the next arc. Like we have a preview of like what the next arc is going to be. They're like we're at the end of a current arc and they've set up the next one. So I know where they're headed and we know thematically what it's going to be like. And
Wait,
it is going to be.
I thought it was just one guy.
Yeah, I'm just okay. I know what he's doing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know maybe he hired a bunch of people and we're like we're
there are people that work with him, but he's the writer. He is.
Right.
It's his story. But there are people that help him draw and stuff like that, just because they put out like a chapter a week. They do like 40 a year. It's nuts.
Some of these chapters though, I was reading and I'm like, I can't believe some people like waited week by week for this. This is like crazy because one chapter like is like a little fight between Sanji and fucking Karate Fishman, and I'm like, that's one chapter. You got to wait a week for the next thing. Like Jesus Christ.
And the anime is going at a slower pace than 1-to-1 for the chapters. The anime is slightly slower. There are more episodes than there are, which is like, what are you doing?
So I've been doing that, right? So the other thing I started watching season 2 of the UK Traitors, and again I was reminded about how much the Traitors benefits from random people, not stupid celebrities. So for the US version is
and
like,
the host.
and the host.
It's
Yeah, that's
really
another
funny
problem.
because I brought up the fact because everyone there's a lot more people I know who are into the Traitors, and I brought up the fact that I was like, because someone mentioned Alan Cummings, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love the Traitors, I love the Traitors, and then I was like, yeah, I hear he's like terrible in that, and everyone was like, what? No, he's so good. I
He's
was
That's
like,
because they haven't seen someone do it right.
Well, I don't know about
That's
that, but he's just over the top and he's terrible and he's stupid.
but
It's really dumb.
you didn't hate him in the first season. You were like, oh, he's kind of fun at first,
I did
and
not
then
say he was kind of fun. I thought he was weird as fuck. I thought he was so weird. I thought it was weird. All right.
he's so
So
cheesy. He's
so
so over the
Traitors.
top.
Speaking of stupid, okay. I've been watching Deal or No Deal Island.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Tom.
That's
Tom,
just like
this is
that's
some
like an in the
real,
background.
this is some
Not
real
this.
fucking just like raw dog and garbage. This show.
Dude, let me tell you
Yeah.
something. If Boston Rob wasn't on this show, I don't think it would be as good as it is. He kind of makes the show a little bit like
50%. It's him and the other guy.
He's running away with the yeah.
It's
But
him and the
like
little guy.
it is him and the little guy. If you didn't have these two guys on the show, you'd be like, this is really stupid.
I think it's Aaron, right?
Yeah, I think it is Aaron.
Yeah, I 100% agree because Teresa was just like, I didn't know you were such a big fan of Boston Rob. I was like, I'll be honest. He was kind of making the show, but now actually this other guy is kind of making the show.
Yeah, they're
I
making
can't think of anything funnier than if he were to beat Boston Rob and win this game. I think would be the most because Tom is just like he just
Dude,
like the
it's one of
nerdiest little like
but
he's so great.
It's one of the stupidest shows on TV. It is so dumb.
Oh,
It is so stupid.
also terrible host.
Oh yeah, not a great host either.
It's not Howie Mandel.
No, it's not
No.
Howie. Howie's an
Okay.
executive producer on the show because
Well, he's
Yeah,
just got
cook
his
it up.
name slapped on it. Yeah.
yeah, he's got his name slapped on it. But
If that guy could
no,
never
it's-
leave his house because he's such a germaphobe and like not be around people anymore, he
Yeah.
would probably do that.
Oh, I didn't know.
it's Manganiello. the
Oh,
guy
that's a
who's-
shame. He's not good.
Sofia
He's
Vergara's ex-husband.
He's all right. He's all right.
Oh yeah, I
he's
forgot they got
fine.
divorced.
Tom,
He's
he is
fine.
so
What did they-
he is so checked out during this
Yeah, he doesn't
show.
know shit.
He's not paying attention. Then when he talks to them, he's just kind of like, "All right, well, here's your challenge. All right, good luck. See you later."
Yeah.
There was an argument happening in like the second episode, and and there's like people like kind of like yelling at each other, right? And the camera pans over to him, and he's just texting on his phone. Like the host is texting on his phone, and then he's
That's
like walking
fucking
away and
funny.
like pouring a drink for himself. I'm like, what are you fucking?
Well,
What are you
it's-
doing?
Maybe that it seems like maybe that was like the vibe they were going for. Like it would be funny if you did this and it's just
Maybe.
not.
I don't think it works.
Scoring up. Yeah.
So anyway, the other thing I started watching is the 3 Body Problem,
Mhm.
which is good. Okay, it's good. It's very clearly, even for someone who didn't read the books. Okay, I did not read the books, but now I'm going to because,
Oh, they're great.
or at least listen to the books at
Sure.
night instead of reading them.
Well,
But anyway,
well, you got One Piece first.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff going on. So maybe I will listen. Maybe I'll listen to the books. But the show, okay, I'm already salty that it's being made by D&D.
Mhm.
Okay, the
Yep.
ruiners of Game of Thrones.
Yep.
However, in this scenario,
and
they have a
destruction.
full set of material. There's no, they have a bookended material. The problem is the writing at times is so obviously dumbed down. Like you don't even have to read the books to know this is dumbed down. And because one line is like, for instance, do you believe
We've got
in God?
a problem, a
Or
3-body
no, like,
problem.
do you believe in do you believe in God? And the response is, we're scientists.
Everything changed when the third body attacked.
Well, like to me, like to say like, do you believe in God? And the answer to be, we're scientists. I was like, yeah. Or like it's just a one-liner that just says the science doesn't work out. I'm like, oh, right, okay. The generalization, the science doesn't work out, or like the math, it's just like if you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. The first episode alone is like you want to roll your eyes sometimes because the simplicity with which they're talking is just like, I get it. You had to dumb it down for the masses, but it's a little.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of modern TV, especially the stuff that is just getting churned out by these streamers, has this problem.
Oh, I saw an
was it you
infuriating,
who
an infuriating clip like a week ago, and
was this on Reddit
Chris
where
is
the
getting
person
heated.
was it on Reddit where the person was saying how when they write for a TV show that's going to be streamed, they have to assume that people will be on their phones and not paying
yes,
attention.
and how it's not second screenable enough.
Right, second screenable.
Oh.
Like, fuck you. Fuck you. That's why, Thomas, I enjoyed The Devil's Plan. Because The Devil's Plan.
I got.
Were you Tom now showing us fucking clouds?
No, I'm just showing you this nice view.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's why The Devil's Plan is like, look at all these instructions to this game.
Yeah.
Right? We're not dumbing it down. We're not cutting it. We're not editing it. These are the instructions. These are long, complicated. And also they give the players like a fucking like sheet of the rules because they're more complicated than just being like, we need to separate society into
Here we go.
into the morons.
Be careful. Be careful with this one.
Yeah, we need to separate society.
Tuna's dipping his toes right into eugenics with this one. You want to do IQ tests? Like, how do you want to do that?
No, IQ tests. I missed Arzette by 5 points. My IQ test. Ugh, missed that. Remember that? Do you remember when we took the IQ test and then some kids got pulled away once a week in 3rd grade to go to the other end of the school to do smart stuff? Do you remember this?
No, because I wasn't smart enough, I guess.
I missed it. Okay, our other friend and I missed it by 5 points. Okay, my mom said, "Well, he missed it by 5 points. Oh well." The other mom forced them to make her child take the test again because he could not have missed it, so he got to take it again.
And now he works for the NSA.
Well, that's so.
Imagine that's who he's talking about.
Oh, that is who he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, that is who he's talking about.
That is actually fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That explains so much.
Well, actually, you bet. I'm not going to name names, but the valedictorian.
Yeah.
So he got into. I'm surprised you don't remember this, Chris. We all took the IQ test in 3rd grade, and
Chris didn't even take the test.
If you got over,
they wouldn't even let him take the test.
If you got over,
no, I had a pretty high IQ, but I didn't have a Mensa IQ.
It wasn't. Look, it was one. If I remember correctly,
bullshit anyway. But
whatever. It was I wasn't in it either. No, I got Legos on my shelves. I got posters of the Roman Empire. So I think we.
What a metric! What a metric!
I know. I was like, not his
posters of the Roman Empire.
His several years of legal work.
They took them. They took them. Like the teacher would come around to because we had 3 in our elementary school. We had 3 classes for each grade, right? So they would go around and round up the smart kids. Right. And I was thinking to myself, like, that would not fly today. There is no way that program still exists.
No.
There is no way that program exists.
Dude, kids can't even read anymore.
They would take them. They would take them and they would go to another end of the school and they would do like logic games and like smart kid stuff and like play games over there. And
it was like Alias.
But I love those kind of games. Like, I was really upset when I found out what games they were playing down there. I was like, this is great. I wish I was doing this. Getting out of school for to play games like this, it's like fucking escape room shit. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that does sound sick. I gotta be honest.
They were in an escape.
That does sound kind of awesome.
Yeah, they were doing cool, fun stuff. When we were like,
what do you think it was? Was it your spatial reasoning? Is that where you failed? Like, what do you think it was?
I'm not the best test taker. I get kind of like in my own head.
Yeah,
on
me
questions.
Too. Yeah, I second guess myself so much on tests.
Well, for instance, I was just watching a show called Switch on the Game Show Network. Anyway, so they were talking about what a Bloody Mary is, and then if you add clam juice to it, it becomes something different. And they had 3 choices, and it was like Bloody Mollusk, Bloody Maudie, or Bloody Caesar. and I was like, oh, it's got to be Bloody Caesar. Like who? Like why would it be Bloody Mollusk? Is too
Why wouldn't it be Bloody Mollusk?
obvious. It's way too obvious. They're not going to make Bloody Mary, Bloody Caesar. And then I'm thinking, if it's not Bloody Caesar, that means someone had to make that up as an answer, as a wrong answer. And why would you make that up as a wrong? That doesn't make any sense. It has to be Bloody. So then it ended up being Bloody Caesar. But I had talked myself out of all of that into Bloody Maudie because I thought that Mollusk seemed too obvious and Caesar seemed like a name. So I got to go with Maudie is just because that's got to be the answer. That's why I'm a bad test taker.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
We got to separate people, Tom.
Yeah.
we gotta start,
well, look,
we got to start separating people.
I already said part one. I don't know what you want to do with the other part, but like just get the morons and put them somewhere else. But the other thing that Chris and I have been doing, we have been playing the Walkabout mini tour, mini grand tour. Chris doesn't, we won't talk about it for too long. But we started it back up again, and your boy has won a couple. Chris has won a few.
I'm doing terrible. I'm doing
yeah,
really,
so we'll
really
leave
bad.
it there.
I'm doing really bad. It's
we'll leave it
bad,
there.
Tom. It's
We'll
bad.
we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
It's bad. I've got a major case of the yips, and now that I'm far behind, every time we're playing, I'm like it's over. I'm losing to myself game after game.
It is a game against yourself. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. So let's hit it with the next part of the show.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Started playing Control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
It's on Game Pass. They have the deluxe edition. I never played the DLC.
You know, for someone who
you
said to us one
played
time,
the game. You've played
For
it before.
someone-
Yeah.
hold on a second. For someone who said one time to us that we really shouldn't be eating on the podcast, and if you wanted to eat on the podcast, you had to eat a little bit.
Those were different
You've been
times,
eating
man.
pizza for the last like
Those were
45
different
minutes.
times.
Yeah, A, those are different times. B, I only get a 4-hour window during weekdays to eat my food. So
Oh.
this is when I'm eating my food.
All right. Well, what kind of food is it? Share with the class.
Oh, I did unsnacked earlier.
Oh, you did it already? Oh,
Yeah.
then I feel like a jerk.
I made it into a feature.
Yeah. Well, damn it. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
had to eat. There was literally
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than
Yeah. We'll leave it
Yeah.
there.
so
Next.
playing
Tom.
Control. Great.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Great. Great
Fantastic.
game. Great
Fantastic
game. One of the best games from the last generation.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm just excited to get up to the like DLC stuff, but I'm blowing through it. I'm like 40% through it already. So it's great. At some point, Alex will find time to play it. I think he should play it before he plays Alan Wake now, though.
Yes. I mean, I
Like
think
you don't have to play it in that order, but I think you would.
in release order.
I guess it doesn't.
No,
I guess it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter, but it's so much cooler when when things happen in Alan Wake 2 that connect to it. It's cool.
Yeah. Which I mean, this is technically news, but like, so they announced they're going to be doing, like Control 2. They're going to do a cooperative Control game, and we have another Alan Wake coming. And it made me think about when I first saw Control. It was for Judges Week for E3. I got invited to go see Control and Journey to the Strange Planet because 505 Games was publishing it, and I guess they just bought the publishing rights from 505s or whatever it was, like because they had like shared custodial over it. And at the time, it was so funny because I remember playing that, but we didn't really get to see any of the story. So all I got to see were some of the like, the training room things, and the like actual game. And like I started already with several abilities in the game. So I was like, oh yeah, this like feels really cool. Like it feels like a tight third person shooter with powers. Like, okay. But I didn't know anything about the narrative. Like I didn't know it was gonna be so like stylish and awesome. Like I didn't know it was gonna be like major Lost Dharma vibes the whole time, And I remember leaving being like, Journey to the Strange Planet, it's fucking sweet though.
I like that game actually.
Oh, I did too. I beat that game. It was like Metroid. It was like Borderlands meets Metroid. Like that was a really cool game. And then that company made an ass of themselves and doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Or the leader of that company like made an ass of themselves, right? I think they said some stupid shit I think they got canceled at some point.
I think they got bought by Stadia.
They did, but then
got
they
bought by
said some
Google.
shit about
Okay.
like I think the guy who ran it said some shit, if I remember correctly. They were they were the character of the week at one point or another, which is never what you want to be on the internet. So yeah, too bad. Cool game. But yeah, so I played Control, finished my Dragon Ball rewatch, and I'm really surprised that there's something that I Googled to try and buy and it doesn't exist and I can't get it.
Okay.
Which is like a weird thing these days. Like almost any time now, I'm like, I bet there's a blank. I can type it into the internet and someone's done it. And it's very rare when you do that and you can't find it. So I
Okay.
was thinking after watching it, I was like, you know what? I don't have any Dragon Ball stuff in my house. I have nothing. I love Dragon Ball. Just finished my rewatch. I'm watching Dragon Ball Z now. Fighting the Ginyu Force. It's great. I was like, I want like a premium set of Dragon Balls. Like I want glass Dragon Balls. I don't want plastic Dragon Balls. Everything I Google, they're all acrylic. Like the highest end ones, they'll call them crystal, but they'll say crystal acrylic. I can't find any glass, like actual glass anywhere. I can't. I don't think anyone's made them. I don't know if there's like something difficult with getting the star into the glass, if that's the issue, or if like getting the color right is the problem. But it seems like there are. So like I'm probably gonna just get the like nicest acrylic set, which is like the Namekian ones. So they're like pretty big. But I was disappointed. I think that would have been very cool to have like a really nice set of Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've seen the acrylic ones, like they're nice.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure. Just acrylic scratch is so easy, and then it's hard to fix that, and I don't know. I just thought it would be cool to have like a glass set.
Okay.
Doesn't exist, it doesn't seem like. And speaking of which, so I have some tree mail here I want to talk about.
Okay.
So I would have considered this listener mail, but this is actually, I'm going to call this tree mail because this came from a listener by way of actual snail mail. So this is physical mail. So I'm going to call this tree mail in honor of Survivor. So Slater from the Discord and he's one of our Spartans, was like, hey, I have something. Can I send it to you? He was like, it's like a One Piece thing. He's like, I think you would like this. And one of his like employees, I guess, I think he said something like someone at the like work Slack channel or something was like giving him away. But he sent me a set of gold foil, like limited edition One Piece trading cards.
Wow.
And they are, I mean, they are really, let me pull one of these up. Hold on a second. Let me put on my One Piece. We're in One Piece story time right now.
Oh my
All
God.
right. So I've got a couple Zoro cards. Got a Kobe. I've got a couple people I don't want to show you guys because you don't know who they are. I've got an Usopp. I mean, I have pretty much all of the Straw Hats actually on here. Or all of the like main early Straw Hats. Like it's very cool. And what it's making me realize is that I now need like a One Piece. I need like one more One Piece thing because I'm gonna find some like fun way to display these so that they're not just piled on top of each other. They make like picture frame things that you can like put cards into. So I'm probably gonna do that. And I think I decided what I want to get, which is I want to get a Goldie Roger wanted poster. Like I found a nice one on Etsy where the person prints them on canvas. So I think I'm gonna get that. And they even like tattered it and everything to make it like look just like it does in the show. So I think I might get that. And then I can just like put a little shelf up and then I'll have my hat, my cards, my wanted poster. Keep the collection going is I think what I'm doing here. My treasure.
That was good. That was good.
So thank you, Slater, for the tree mail.
Yeah, sweet. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
We want to do a little news and then a little mail and then we get the hell out of here.
Yep.
Gonna get a seltzer real quick.
A Celtsy.
Did you say salsa or seltzer?
Salsa. Seltzer.
Tom. So
yes.
we just mentioned 505 Games. Another company, I'm gonna do the Tom bit for a second. Another company who is buying and selling things. Take-Two Interactive, I believe, has bought out the Gearbox Entertainment
Yes.
from Embracer Group, everyone's least favorite group that likes to embrace
Everyone's
things.
least favorite group.
I would put them up there. And
No, it's
everyone's least favorite group.
100%. Yeah.
I think EA is like, yeah, someone to hate more than EA. Embracer Group.
Yeah, right. Worst company. That was so funny. Yes. So Embracer continues its massive fire sale. This is not the first time they've sold. How much does Tuna know? Because I don't think we've delved into it too much.
Not much.
The Embracer Group.
I don't
Have
think
you
we
heard of
have
them?
talked about it much.
Okay. So the Embracer Group, Tuna, was a VC group that basically was buying up studios left and right, just buying up every smaller studio they could, right?
Okay.
And
It's
then
like an IP hedge fund for video games.
yeah, and then a $2 billion deal from like the Saudis fell through.
Everyone's least favorite D's.
These nuts. Saudis nuts.
Got him.
Yeah. So like a $2 billion deal from Saudi Arabia fell through. So then they were in the shit because also like they had been buying these basically been buying these up during COVID, right? Where we had like big spikes in the gaming industry. And so like the Saudi deal fell through just as like all of the shit was coming down from COVID. So they were taking a big brunt of the like troubles that the gaming industry has had because like people are going outside again and everything. So those two things fucked up.
People are going outside. Okay.
People are going outside again. So don't know
People
if
aren't
you
getting
know.
those government checks anymore, Tom.
People aren't getting the sucking on the government teat. So the
we got to start separating people.
we gotta start separating people. Tuna wants to separate people. It's crazy. So basically now they're doing that from a fire buying all these companies. Now they're just trying to get rid of them because they can't afford to like have any of them. So they've been laying off studios. They've been shutting down. I think Embracer shut down Volition, the Saints Row studio. They've sold a bunch of places. And that recent
What was
thing,
that game they made? The Not Saints Row, which was terrible.
Agents of Mayhem.
Dude, that really undid them.
Yeah, and then they made a terrible Saints Row again. So
they showed me that vertical slice of it though when I did E3 with you for Game Zone, and that vertical slice was like pretty fun because they were like, "Oh, this is what the rest of the game is like," and I'm like, "Oh, that would be great," and it was like,
it's just whatever, yeah,
yeah, like the rest of the game sucks.
Yeah, and then the Saints Row reboot was really bad as well. Anyway, so that latest thing that they've done is they've sold Gearbox to Take-Two, right? So the company that owns Rockstar, makes all those sports games. And they've also confirmed that there is another Borderlands game being made, right? So Gearbox is the developer of Borderlands.
Can you believe it?
So neither of you played Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, right?
No, I thought you were about to say neither of you played Borderlands. I'm gonna be like,
I don't think so.
Fun.
I think maybe we had it, Alex. Maybe we started it, but
that doesn't sound. Nope.
It's fun.
Oh,
fun
you know what it was? We played the Tiny Tina DLC in Borderlands 2.
Which
it was
is
like
what
a,
this
like
is
dragon keep or something like that.
Which is what this was a
full game of.
A full game of. Yeah. It was very good. I actually liked it more than I think Borderlands 3.
I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. So yep, Gearbox now owned by Take-Two. Randy Pitchford's still in a job. Next thing that happened, we finally got some more details on the Amy Hennig Marvel game, which we knew to be a World War II set title with Captain America and Black Panther leading it. It is called 1943 Rise of Hydra. We saw a demo of this at the Unreal presentation at GDC. So they're showing off like their new Unreal technology. And the game they were demoing using it was Rise of Hydra. It's an incredible trailer from a visual standpoint. Just the character models, the details that
I
they're
mean, for a
showing off
second,
in
I
this
thought
game.
maybe it was like a
Live action.
animated, like
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Marvel
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really really cool. And they even what was really cool is they showed a scene with Black Panther with his mask on, but they were showing how like the mask isn't just on, like they have the face animating under it, so like they were like
Oh,
dynamically
yeah.
taking the mask on and off and like
Cool.
showing like what it looked like with it on.
Hmm.
Yeah, it looks
So
really
it like
cool.
deforms when he talks.
Yeah, like
That's
it's
cool.
matching the muscle movement,
Yeah,
and so
that's
like
cool.
they're not animating the mask, they are animating the face, and the
Right. And
mask
then the
is a
mask is just
cloth.
sitting on.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool.
So
This
yes,
T'Chaka?
no. So T'Chaka is so fun fact because I did a little explainer for work. T'Chaka is T'Challa's father.
Right.
So when the Black Panther comics first came out, T'Chaka was the Black Panther during World War II. However, the timeline has slipped because like the characters have kind of stopped aging. So now it wouldn't make any sense in the timeline. Like how like Tony Stark canonically now like got attacked in the Iraq War versus Vietnam, which is what it
Oh,
was
wait, is
originally in the
this in the
comics.
MCU, this game?
No.
Oh, so then why would it, if it's its own story, why would it
So
have
what
anything to do with the MCU timeline?
I was just explaining that in the comics even, right?
Oh, okay.
In the comics, it is now the Iraq
Got it.
War that is the reason Tony is
Okay.
did all
So
the
they're
things.
just
But
doing the MCU thing now. Yeah.
well, in what I mean is that in the comic timeline, T'Chaka it wouldn't make sense age wise for him to have been the Black Panther during World War II. So
Huh.
now it's T'Challa's grandfather who is the Black
What's their
Panther of
name?
World War II. So their name is Azuri.
Oh,
So what happened is that originally it was Azuri, and then someone later like called him T'Chanda.
oh yeah, there we go. That's who it should
Yeah,
be.
yeah, and then so now the canon is that T'Chanda is his birth name and Azuri is like his royal name, but they're referring to him as Azuri in this game. And the actor is the guy that played, I don't know if either of you got far enough in The Walking Dead, but the guy that has the tiger in that show.
No way.
No, who the hell has a tiger?
There's a dude that has a tiger in fucking Walking Dead. Let me see. Rise of Hydra cast. His name is Carrie Payton. He's been in stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, he voices Cyborg in Teen Titans. That's also another fact about him. King Ezekiel in The Walking Dead. Yeah.
I can't believe that show is still going.
Well, it's spin-offs now, right?
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Like one of the guys is in the UK or in Paris or something. Like,
Oh
what's
yeah,
going on?
it's Daryl and Daryl
How'd
in
you get there?
Paris. How did you? Well, maybe you got to watch the show. Maybe you got to watch the show. Anyway, so yeah, that looks great. Hopefully, well, it's just great. It's coming out next year. And hopefully this one actually comes out because the last time Amy Hanna got to publish a game was Uncharted 3, and then she's had several failed projects since. Oh, I think you're thinking of not Battlefield, Star Wars like 1818.
I'm not.
No.
1313? No, I'm not.
1313. Okay.
I'm thinking of something, but I can't think of what it is.
Okay.
I'll have to figure it out. I'll look into it.
'Cause I
But
think
it wasn't from like last year. It was from like several years ago.
Okay.
Somewhere in the last 5 years.
Oh, yes. Okay. It is the Amy Hennig game. It's not 1313. It was called Ragtag. That was its code name. It was meant to be like you played as a bounty hunter, not a bounty hunter, like a smuggler.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that was
Han
like an
Solo
EA
type.
game or something.
Yeah.
That got canceled. Yeah.
Yep. And that was meant to be Amy Hennig as well. Like she was meant to,
Right.
and that got canceled.
And then she went to Google.
No, I don't. Oh, she might have been at Stadia for a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she went to Stadia.
Yeah. And then
She's been on a tear.
and then she's now at Skydance and she's making this Marvel game. Let's see here. Because it's wild. Her career is absolutely wild. So she worked on like the Legacy of Kain games at Crystal Dynamic.
Okay, I found the game I was thinking of.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Star Wars Eclipse by Quantic Dream.
Oh, that's still happening though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I said I don't know if it's still happening or not.
Oh, gotcha.
It was at the
Yeah.
Game Awards in 2021, so I did remember that correctly that it was there. I was like, but it's weird now. It's been 3 years. We haven't heard anything. So we should be hearing something in the next year, or that's probably like, you know, it's gonna enter the perfect dark zone of like, why did you even tell anyone about this?
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Um, yep. So that's Rise of Hydra. Um, then we have speaking of Marvel, we have a Marvel Overwatch style game coming out called Marvel Rivals. This is made by NetEase that make a lot of like mobile shovelware shit. But it looks cool. The art style is pretty cool. It's got destructible environments, which was really fun when they were showing it off. So they were showing how a player was playing as Rocket Raccoon and was like clambering up this like tower, and then like someone was playing as Iron Man and they used the unibeam to destroy the tower as they were
Yeah,
like
I saw
clambering up
that.
it.
I saw that in a clip. The game both looks like good and
And bad
cheap.
at the same, yes, at the same
Like all the
time.
animations, like weirdly, like the base animations of people moving around seem like such a like free to play, like out of the
Yep.
box like animations.
Yep.
Like Spider-Man just looked like any other like NPC in GTA doing like a jog,
Yep.
you know, like
Better than what
it
he
was
looked like in the fucking Avengers game, I'll tell you that. But yeah, no, I agree with you.
shots fired.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like they cut to like a fucking shot of Doctor Strange flying and he's just like floating, like not really moving at all. His cape not really moving. So yeah, I agree with you where it looks like very canned, but also like there's some cool stuff going on with the art direction. Um yeah. Um Open alpha coming in May, I believe, or
Cool.
closed alpha coming in May. Um, People seem to be up on that, especially because of Overwatch not doing so hot right now. So we shall see where that all shakes out. And then the last real bit of news is we got to see more of Judas, which is the next game from Ken Levine. IGN got to go hands-on with it. Jeff Keighley went hands-on with it. Friends Per Second, which is a podcast that Lucy James is on, also got to go hands-on with it. And basically what it is, have either of you played BioShock? I don't know, because we weren't doing this podcast when those games came out. BioShock 2,
Yes.
though. Okay. Yeah.
I've played all of the Bioshocks.
Okay. So this is the next game from the next BioShock.
Infinite,
From the
weirdly,
guy.
my favorite.
I like Infinite. We were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it
yeah,
at
same.
PAX. We were talking about it at PAX. I said to
Sick.
the group, I was like, look, I'm one of the people that likes BioShock Infinite, and like everyone was like, oh no, that game's good. And I'm like, cool, because people have like started to hate on that game, and
Why?
I get for its like for its like politics basically for the most part.
The people with the bad politics are the bad guys.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't get
I don't
it.
get
I
it.
don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Um
Okay.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Ken Levine working on a new game. It's called Judas. It looks very similar to, we've seen trailers of it before. It looks very similar to BioShock. The big thing that he's been trying to push is this idea of narrative Legos so that they can kind of dynamically on the fly adapt the story to what the character is doing. And they're still utilizing that. That's why it's taken over a decade for this game to come out. The game is set on a ship that is meant to be traveling from Earth after it has been decimated by a disease, like a virus, and this apparently this like entrepreneur like builds this like lifeboat vessel for people, and it's traveling to another planet, but shit has gone down, and it's basically where the narrative Lego portion of it comes
I mean, that's
in.
cool. I like
No,
that
no,
because
it's a cool conceit. Yeah.
yeah, we're not just doing a biome again, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And so it is a roguelite, right? So it's all about like dying and repeating and building on your runs and stuff. And the ship
All right. Well,
is
now I'm less interested, but okay.
it's maybe this will get more interested. They've said that like Hades is a big inspiration for the game in
Okay.
terms of
Okay.
like so if you've played Hades, not only is it procedurally generated, like the dungeon is procedurally generated, but also like the way that the story plays out, the characters that you interact with, where you meet them and things like that are also like dependent on like how you've performed in the game. And that is basically what they're also doing, but I think on a much bigger production level. And so basically there is a trio of leaders that kind of run the ship, and they're now all kind of diametrically opposed on what to do, and that's what has caused shit to go down. And so you can align with them, and depending on where your allegiance lies will change the game and change what the other characters are doing. So it was described as like, oh, when you are helping out one, the one of the opposing leaders is changing up the map. So if you go into one of their regions, one of the zones they control, they've removed the like health machines so that you can't heal when you're in their room and stuff, or they'll like run up and push you into another zone that's like filled with enemies. So there's meant to be a lot of like dynamic narrative happening. um we'll
I mean,
see how
it could
how
go
that
either
pans
way.
out.
It's the problem with all these like choice tree games or dynamic narratives is like a lot of the time you're actually just sacrificing the best possible
Quality,
story that
yes.
could be told.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I wish you had just given me a linear version and I could
Yep.
have played this game in like 15 hours or whatever it is to like just play it through.
Yeah, like there's no, and it's funny because even Ken Levine was saying that in his interview he was talking about the original BioShock, and that has two endings. And he says he's like, I never wanted to do that. He's like, I had one ending in mind, and like 2K or whatever was really Take Two was really pushing for us to do multiple endings because that was the hot shit back in like the mid 2000s, right? When you could have multiple endings. And so he even said about
They're like,
BioShock.
oh, Mass Effect is so good at this.
Right. Yeah, so we'll see how it plays out. I agree. But I think that I'm very curious as to if it is effective or not. And then granted, we have things like Baldur's Gate that are showing that you can do that very effectively. And Hades does it very effectively, although it's a vastly different game as well.
Cool.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
when I heard BioShock Hades, I was like, oof.
Yeah,
That's
that's not a
those
bad mix.
I like that. I like
It's
that.
first person, right? You said?
Yeah. Like it
Okay, great.
looks like a fucking BioShock game.
Great.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. Other news? Taskmaster
Nothing.
starts tonight in the UK,
Oh,
in the
okay. Yeah.
US tonight if you're listening on the audio feed. So there you go.
Yep.
Out on
Okay.
YouTube.
I love that.
All right,
No.
let's do some quick mail.
Yeah.
Send us an email at unrankedpodcast.com or go to the show notes, click the link for the Discord, join the Discord, and go to questions for the pod. Down there, you can leave us comment, questions, or complaints. We got room for everything. This first one, Will Brown wants to know, will we be drinking this on the pod? And he has an image of the 7-Eleven Big Bite hot dog flavored sparkling water.
No way. No way.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll do it if you will, Tom.
I don't think I will be doing it.
All right. I'll see if I can get my hands on it. I'll see if I can get my hands on it.
We'll
Yeah,
yeah.
you do that.
You do that.
I got to make sure it doesn't have any real hot dog in it, because otherwise I'm not doing it.
Oh, okay. Can you imagine it is just carbonated hot dog juice? Ugh.
Oh,
It can't have hot dog in it. There's no way.
why not?
Because then you couldn't sell it to like
Why?
I don't know.
You sell hot dogs in the real world.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But no, probably not Will. But, never say never.
Yeah,
Never say never.
sure.
I mean,
sure.
I'm seeing if there's actually hot dog juice in it. Um. Oh. Oh no, this is real. Wow. That's it's
I
really
mean, I
gross.
believe it's real. Yeah.
And all inspired by the signature Big Bite hot dog, which is an all beef hot dog topped with nacho cheese and all the fixings. Ugh. Processed beef flavored bubbly water with a hint of jalapeno aftertaste. That sounds horrific. That sounds 7-Eleven's executive vice president says we're excited for customers to embark on this flavor adventure and experience their favorite snack in a whole new form. Oh God. It's probably not real. It's probably an April Fool's joke.
It's oh yes, I forgot that that's happening.
Yeah, it's probably an April Fool's joke. Oh well. Thank
Hmm.
God.
You know, it's not an April Fool's joke. We forgot this in the news. I can't believe we forgot this in the news. Cheech and Chong playable in Call of Duty Warzone.
Don't they have Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
that's wild.
Snoop Dogg.
They have P. Diddy.
All right. Next piece of mail, Chris.
We
What
gotta
you
start.
got?
We gotta start
What you
separating
got?
people, Tom.
What? Yeah, we got to start separating people. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got?
All right, I'm gonna assume that this is supposed to be a tuna styled yope. So if you want to throw one of those out, Alex, and then I will read the rest of this.
Yup.
I'm curious, who are the side quest providers in your life? Those NPCs, non-player characters, who aren't exactly part of your inner circle or acquaintances. They may be the regular employees at your favorite spots, your neighbors, or those chance encounters that disrupt your day or offer you daily challenges, like the person who always adds a twist to your routine coffee shop greetings.
Yo, I
All
got
right.
one.
So what
So
happened
hold on,
to me?
hold on. It's a law. It's a law. It's
Oh,
second,
Jesus
long.
Christ.
second
Okay.
paragraph.
All right.
Okay.
They have one as an example of their own.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I once worked as a college shuttle driver, during which I encountered a mix of people who could brighten or dampen my day. They were your regular students, drunken and hungover party people, and the worst of them, the have to eat my breakfast people who always made a mess. The one outlier was an elderly man who persistently attempted to use our shuttle service pickup despite my repeated explanations that we weren't a public bus. Suck it, NPCs.
Okay.
All right, you
All
guys
right.
both have one at the jump. That's exciting.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chris, you know this one because I told it to you. So this new barbershop opened up like a couple months ago here. Okay,
We're in it. Here we go.
Here in my town. And I walked,
Alex is in a store. We're in it.
And he got a haircut recently. I can tell. He looks good.
Yeah, so let me finish the story. So a couple months ago, this new barbershop opens, right? And I go in there and I get a haircut by the owner. Okay, and I loved it and I thought it was great. Okay, go again a second time. Owner is there, but he is busy. So I go with the other guy. Okay, now the other guy, hands were shaking. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Haircut wasn't as good. It was fine, but it wasn't as good. And he was shaking. He took longer. So I was like, all right, next time I'm going to try something different. So I went to go get Starbucks the other day and I see a sign, Grand Barbershop, grand opening. Okay. Grand opening. And I'm like, oh, great. When next week when I get a haircut, I'll go get a haircut. So
This is a different place.
Different place. Different place. Walk in, right? Walk in. It's the owner of the old place. It was a fucking Seinfeld Punta Maya Punta, like when Elaine is buying clothes and she wants to dick over the owner of one of the stores and she goes to the other one and she's like, wait, what are you doing here? She goes, I own this store. I goes, no, you own Punta Maya. I own that one too. So I walked in this barbershop, I pointed at him and I was like, what are you doing here? And he goes, I opened up a barbershop. I go, there's one, but you own the other one? Not even a mile away?
Yeah.
You own the one down the road. And he goes, yeah. And I was like, okay. And I mean, he can't call me out for trying a new place because he just opened
He
the new
owns
place.
it. Yeah, it's his place
He owns
too.
the new place. So it's not like you didn't love that first one so much that you kept it. You opened up a second one. Okay. And they're different names, by the way. Different names. And there were two other guys working there. And I was like, what are these two doing here? They weren't at the other place. Why are they all of a sudden working here, but they weren't working over there? What is going on? So he was like, "You want to get a haircut?" I'm like,
Have you heard
"That's what
about
I'm here
money
for."
laundering, Tuna? Have you heard of
Well,
this?
let me tell you something. That is what immediately came to mind
Of course.
because it is so bare bones, these barbershops. Okay. It is like IKEA
Oh, Tuna's gonna
furniture
bring him down.
stuff. All right. Like white, nothing on the walls. Right. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know about this. This don't seem like your
On the
regular
up and up.
barbershop
Yeah.
operation. But the haircut was good. And the guy gave me like a neck massage at the end. I was like,
He's like, you're part
Oh,
of the
was it with the
family
stupid
now.
thing? Was it with the big stupid puck thing?
yeah, the puck thing.
Oh, I hate that. They do that at mine, and I always tell them, like, please don't. I'm like, please don't.
Wait, but I thought, right? Like I thought he was like getting his right. He was really
Yeah.
getting in there, and I
Yeah.
thought it was like he was kind of doing one of those things that was like, don't fucking say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's
you
what I
don't do
was.
shit.
Yeah.
You don't say a word about the operation we got going. So that's an NPC that's been in my life way more, way too many times.
That's a really good one too. That's a really good one.
Yeah, that is.
I got a couple. There's a kind of restaurant near us, bar restaurant that we go to quite a bit. That's like our go-to place. And there is a server there, and she is every time we come in, she's like, "Oh, hi guys!" Like it's like when we first went there after not going there for a while because we'd been in Iceland. She was like, "Oh my god!" Like hi, like giving us hugs. Like we're not on that level. Yeah, like it's one of those things. I said to Brooke, I was like, I like her. Like she's charming, like funny, but there are times where it does feel like
This is why Brooke's your ex now.
Right, exactly. There are times though where it feels very forced, or not forced, but like just like very insincere. Like everything has to be at that level. And so I'm like about it. But yeah, she's always like that, always just making small talk kind of thing. And then the people that own the comic book store near us, there's like this old guy who works there, and then there's a young woman who works there who's an artist who like recently her and Brooke kind of like struck up a conversation because she learned that she was an artist. The Dunkin' Donuts people, the group of teenagers that will run the Dunkin' Donuts next to us, pretty much. They seem to be teenagers at least. I don't know if it's just an age thing where I'm like, oh no, they're in their 20s, but I think they're younger or whatever. But they seem very, very young. Yeah. Mainly the server at the restaurant. She's just like her personality is very like NPC script, like generic, like bubbly character making
good.
jokes. Like when I got wings and I hadn't eaten all of the like carrots and celery, and she's like, "Oh, not eating your veggies, huh?" Like shit like that. Yeah.
Amazing.
I have two. By the way, Alex, I thought you were gonna bring up Candy.
Yeah,
She's not in your
your
life
next door
anymore.
neighbor, the old woman.
Oh, she doesn't call us anymore. I think she died.
Well, is that just because she didn't call you anymore, or she would
Mhm.
call you even after when you moved?
Yeah.
No
How
fucking
long were your
way.
And I
talks?
was, 5-10 minutes. I was still Alan, so the whole thing was great.
It's incredible.
You're still Alan, yeah.
I had that with my neighbor, who also I think that NPC has moved on. So I have two. One which is new and is regular, and it's from PT, and it's really like starting to cause a little bit of like for me like I have to like because I know what questions I'm gonna get every time I show up. He always asks me the same two questions. What are you watching? Is there anything I should be watching? Not necessarily the same question, but I get both of those every single time. And I go on Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm supposed to have something new to say and tell him about in between.
I mean, to be fair, you are the perfect person to ask this question because you speed rocket through content.
Yeah, but like today, I was just like when I went in, I literally was like, oh, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to tell him when he asks me. I was like, I just watched Stripe. I haven't watched anything else. So I was like, have you seen Shogun? And he was like, no. I was like, you should watch it. It was like, have you watched it? I was like, no. But I've heard it's really good.
It is good. I like Shogun.
But he answered this same question every
That's so
time.
fucking funny.
He's like the owner's son. He like works there and like gets stuff set up, but he's not actually like a personal trainer or anything.
He also owns
or like a
another.
therapist. Yeah,
Because his dad owns
his
another
dad
PT spot.
Yeah, the dad wasn't there today. They had a different lady there today, and so maybe the dad was running the other one.
That's amazing.
Um,
Okay, that's
and
funny.
the other one is actually, remember that restaurant bar we went to, Tom, when you visited? The like really nice place that we walked to.
Yep.
So we've gone there regularly enough that we have befriended one of the bartenders who's always there when we go, and we go usually at like happy hour. To the point where like I asked once, like, hey, like I've been trying to make this drink at home. I was like, what am I doing wrong? And he's like, we're not like, originally like a couple people all gave me the same answer. Like they're like, oh, we're not supposed to tell you what like the volumes of everything that we put in are of the drink.
Well, yeah. Why would you go there if you could make it at home?
But then this guy, he said that, and then he comes back and he goes, all right, 2 ounces of this, 1 ounce of this. And I was just like, oh shit. And I like, he didn't like come up to me. He said, like, I'll tell you, he just came over and just kind of leaned in and just starts telling me. And I started typing it down on my phone. But we've got his name now. So like, I know like when I come in, and then when he comes to us, he's like, do you guys need the menu? We're like, no, we don't need the menu. So it's, and he it's good because it feels like we like leveled up like the character, interactions, so that like we've unlocked certain features, because now like, so we'll go for happy hour, and like we like maybe just got our food or we get in late, he'll come by, he'll be like, I can put in another drink order for you now, and I'll put it in before 6, but I won't bring it out till you're actually ready. Do you want that? And I'm like I'm like getting like the secret, like unlocks for the bar.
I love that.
So,
yeah, 10%. Like, yeah, I love that. 10% buff or whatever on drink orders. Yeah, that's great.
It's great. So yeah, that's a great question.
Great question. That was
yeah,
a really,
really
good question.
All right. So next week we have our latest head-to-head challenge. It is Goldeneye, the facility level, the second stage. You're gonna do this on Game Pass on Xbox. You can do it on something else. And agent difficulty, fastest speed run. You do have to pass all of the mission things. They all have to say like complete or success, whichever one it says. It can't say incomplete or failed. Like you have to do all 4 of them. So you have to, and then it's just fastest time. Xbox, it's easy because you can just record the last several minutes. Yeah, I've attempted it. I've had a lot of fun doing it. It's like really fast. I can kind of blow through it now. So I'm probably gonna give it a few more tries. But like, I mean, honestly, on my third try, I did it under 3 minutes on my third try. Okay. I'm just gonna say this. I am under 2 minutes.
I am also under 2 minutes.
Yeah. So that's what I'll say is I'm under 2 minutes, which I think I got under 2 minutes on like my 5th attempt, Tom. So it's actually like pretty fun, like to like just kind of like blow through it. I did watch a speed run for some tips, which like there's speed runs that are, like a minute long for this. So like, and less. So yeah, it's fun.
Look at Tom's face.
It's fun.
No, I'm
really
just I'm just nodding.
Yeah, nodding.
Which by the way, Alex, and I brought this up with Alex while you were away, but we didn't build on it because you were gone. So we could talk about this in the post show, if you want. But I'm thinking we should have a punishment for whoever gets last in the challenges.
Okay.
Can I feel like since I won like 4 in a row,
and I think at the end of the year, the winner with the most wins gets a thing, gets like a prize.
Okay. So
for winning the season.
Because I won 4 in a row, I'd like a punishment pass.
No.
What do you mean no?
We won't start it on this week's. We're not going to start the punishment on this for this challenge because it wasn't instituted when it starts. But why don't we all think of ideas before next week? And if you're a listener out there and you have an idea of what like the punishments should be for whoever gets last, send it in. And then next week, because we can talk about it afterwards and for next week, but it'll be for the next one. It'll start on the next one, I think. No punishment passes. What are we doing?
Yeah, there's no punishment pass.
I mean,
no punishment pass.
Yeah, convenient. That's being okay.
Well,
Are
we
you
could.
predicting that you're gonna lose in the future? Like, what's up?
How many have you actually won? So you won the mini golf, and you won the hot rope jump, and you won
Halo.
Halo. Oh man,
Mario Kart.
that Halo one
And
was
Mario
oh,
Kart.
and Mario Kart. Okay, and then so you actually won 3 in a row, not 4 in a row, because Tom won one, didn't he?
Yeah, I won the
I thought Tom won the first one.
Nickelodeon.
No?
Yeah, Tom. Nick.
I
yeah,
won,
Nickelodeon. Mini golf was before
And I
Nickelodeon.
won mini golf.
You didn't win mini golf.
I did win mini golf.
That wasn't a real challenge. That was just something we did after
Yeah,
the
but
show.
that was the proto. No.
Oh,
We did.
sure.
we did-
I
we
see what
did-
you're saying.
We did one. It doesn't.
We did the
matter.
driving. I'm talking about the driving range head to head that Tuna and I
Yes.
did.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I see
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
All right,
But
very good.
but you are leading Tuna with 4
Oh
wins.
yeah, he's leading.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm really dying to win one because I've got one that is gonna.
Well, then fucking boot up.
I'm booting
Goldeneye
up,
and fucking
bitch.
play. God damn.
Booting up. I'm booting up, bitch. He says. It got really dark out here.
Have you guys used Suno?
Oh yeah, it is dog. What is it?
Suno, Suno.
No.
It like makes
What
a
is that?
song. It makes a song with a prompt.
Oh yeah, it's an AI song. Yeah, it's the thing you sent us that someone did for you.
Yeah. Have you used it?
wait.
It's pretty good.
Wait, you sent? When did you send us something?
It was last week. It was about the
Okay.
shitty popcorn that I can't believe you convinced another sucker to try that. Stuff's garbage. Stay unranked, everybody.
Suck it, shitty popcorn. We hate you.